Operative here. Today I want to be talking a little bit about Gen Con predictions concerning Star Wars Armada. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend Gen Con this year, even though I took off for work. I found out that all my college tests and final exams are actually the Thursday and Friday of Gen Con, so I won't be able to attend, but I wish you all Armada players good luck. And hopefully we'll hear some stuff in the in-flight report for Star Wars Armada. So I want to be talking a little bit about what I expect to see from Gen Con for Armada. I do believe that the new campaign, Rebellion in the Outer Rim, will be there, especially for release. The reason being is because I just checked today, and it says on the Fantasy Flight official website and store that the campaign is actually on the boat, meaning it's shipping to the United States, and usually when it's on the boat, it's less than a month till we can actually have it in our hands. Now, Gen Con is just around the corner, less than a month away, so I expect that to be an earlier release. Strangely enough, though, the SSD Super Star Destroyer is not on the boat. Maybe FFG just hasn't released that to the public yet, or through their website. Maybe they're keeping it under wraps. Who knows? But as of right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be a special release an earlier release for Gen Con this year. It might not even make the third quarter, though I have heard some rumors, and I've actually had two different retailers actually tell me that they heard that they're supposed to get the SSD by the 20th of this month, July 20th. I don't know how true that is, but it's interesting that some people have actually told me, and then I've heard rumors going around the community, that the SSD is supposed to still hit quarter 3, possibly even this month. I don't know how true that is, and I don't expect it at this time. You know, quite frankly, the SSD has become, the little boy who cried wolf, essentially. You know, it's supposed to come out fourth quarter last year, first quarter this year. It was pushed back to late second quarter, now it's third quarter. You know, at this time, I think we're just going to be happy when we see it, when we have it in our hands. You know, we've come this far, and we've been patiently waiting. Another month isn't going to kill us. At least it's not going to kill me. I hope the same for you all. So I don't think the SSD is going to be at Gen Con. Maybe there'll be a showcase. I would definitely expect that. Maybe even for the playthrough. If you go there and learn how to play Armada, maybe they'll have the SSD out. You can look at it, but I don't expect where you could go purchase one. That would be great if it did, but I don't expect that. In the in-flight report, I expect to see, of course, the release for the 2 new ships that are supposed to be coming fourth quarter of this year. If the SSD gets pushed back to fourth quarter, I don't know if those 2 ships will still hit fourth quarter. They possibly could hit first quarter of next year, 2020. So I really hope that we can have those ships the fourth quarter, because Armada right now really needs some new ships. I mean, that's great to have the new campaign, but it's cardboard. I mean, it's going to have some great new scenarios, it's going to have some great upgrades, but right now Armada has almost gone, depending if the SSD hits fourth quarter, it could be almost 2 years since Armada has actually had a model, a new ship component to the game. I also expect to see maybe just an article or them talking about the Clone Wars for Star Wars Armada. I don't expect to see any ship previews or pictures or anything like that. I still think we're going to see some designer's art, possibly. I don't know about a full-blown article with ship details, though I expect them to do the Venator, and different Republic ships like that. Other than that, I'm not too sure what else to expect for Armada. There's definitely a lot going for Armada. There just hasn't been a lot of news about it lately, and I think they're holding that all for Gen Con. I mean, if you're looking at Legion or X-Wing, even Destiny just got a new release of a new expansion. All these releases have been popping up. And of course everybody's waiting for Gen Con. Well, you know they're going to release more for Gen Con, but Armada, there's been like no news about. And I understand that it is a slower paced game. Usually you get 1 expansion a year, and if you're an Armada player, you've learned that to be patient and to be okay with that. However, you know, with a lot of stuff down the pipe, you know, when you're looking at Clone Wars, these 2 new ships, still the release of the SSD, you know, in our minds, from our past experiences, you know, this could take a while. This could take a few years in the making to get Clone Wars. Something I would have loved to ask in the in-flight report, and I'm sure some of you all who are going to the in-flight report will ask, or similar questions to, is the pace of Armada when they're releasing the Clone Wars. Will it be the steady pace that we've seen for Armada, 1, maybe 2 expansions a year, or are they going to try to catch up Clone Wars to where the Empire and Rebel factions are right now? I think that's a great question, and it hints to the production level that they're looking at producing Armada in. Because Armada it can make a lot of money. I think that's clear when you look at the Architans. When the Architans came out, when the Architans were re-released, when the Squadron Packs 1 and 2 were re-released, they sold out on their online store in under 3 hours. There's people out there who are craving Armada stuff and are looking for new things, and I think this is a great turning point for Armada, not only to get new players in, but also to ramp up their production, especially through these Gencon releases. Like I said, I really hope that all this stuff that they're bottling up and holding off is not because they don't have any new news for us, but it's because they're holding up for Gencon. And at this late in the game, it's 3-4 weeks away. I think we can wait as Armada players for Gencon and see what they have for us. Let me know what you think they're going to have at Gencon. Do you think the SSD is actually going to come out? Or do you think it's going to be released possibly after Gencon? Or I'm just wondering if you all have heard the rumors as well of realtors possibly saying that they're having the SSD by the 20th of this month. Like I said, I doubt that's going to happen, but I'm wondering if anybody else has also heard this as well within the Star Wars Armada community. Thank you all for listening today. I'm sorry I haven't been able to put videos up. I've actually been traveling the last few weeks, so it's sort of hard to get this up and going, and also Armada just really hasn't had a lot of news recently to work with, but as always, when stuff comes up, I'll be able to hit you up with it.